For 100 years, one name owned the lever gun conversation. Ask your grandpa. Ask any deer camp in America. The answer was always Winchester. But that answer is wrong now. And I can prove it in the next 8 minutes. I rank the 10 best lever guns you can actually buy today. Not the ones that look pretty on a wall, the ones that shoot straight, run clean, and earn their spot in your safe. The number one pick isn't a Winchester. It isn't even close. And by the time we hit that top spot, you'll see exactly why the old king finally got dethroned. Let's start at number 10 and work our way up. Number 10. Rossi Rio Bravo Tactical. The gateway drug into modern lever guns. And it barely costs more than a case of ammo. Rossi took the boring old rimfire lever action and dragged it into 2025. The receiver is lightweight aluminum, matte black finish, and it ships with a Picatinny rail already bolted to the top. The 16.5-inch barrel comes threaded from the factory. That means red dot on top, suppressor on the muzzle, 22 LR through the tube, quiet plinking heaven. Compare that to a standard Henry Classic 22 and it's not really a contest. The Henry looks prettier on the wall. The Rio Bravo actually gets shot. Street price sits around $290 to $340, and honestly, that's the best training rifle deal in the entire lever gun market right now. Number 9. POF-USA Tombstone. This one barely looks like a lever gun. That's the point. POF built their name on high-end AR platforms, so when they made a lever action, they didn't waste time trying to please cowboy shooters. The Tombstone is a 9mm pistol caliber carbine that feeds from 10, 20, or 35-round curved box magazines. No tube, no loading gate, no fumbling flat-nose bullets one at a time. You get a machined aluminum receiver, a fluted 4150 steel barrel with a real muzzle brake, a 3.5-pound flat trigger, ghost ring sights, a full M-LOK handguard, and a Magpul SGA stock. It runs like an AR and cycles like a lever gun. Try to keep up with that on a Marlin 1894 and 357. You can't. Price runs $1,850 to $2,000. It's not cheap, but nothing else on the market does what this thing does. Number 8. Winchester Model 1873 Carbine. The rifle that won the West. And yes, we had to include it, but 8th place tells you exactly where history sits on this list. The original 1873 solved a real problem back in the day. One cartridge. 4440 fed both your rifle and your revolver. Frontier logistics? Solved. Today's version is built by Miroku in Japan, and honestly, the fit and finish is stunning. Case-hardened receiver, walnut furniture, semi-buckhorn rear sight with a gold bead up front. The toggle link action still feels like glass under your hand. Against a budget Uberti clone, the Miroku Winchester wins on every measurable metric. But we're not comparing it to Uberti. We're comparing it to the future. And the 1873 is a museum piece that happens to still shoot. Beautiful, slow, expensive, around $1,400 to $1,550. Quick question while I've got you. Drop a comment. Is a Miroku Winchester still a real Winchester? I want to hear this argument. Number 7. Browning BLR Lightweight 81. Here's where the lever gun grew up and stopped being a brush-only rifle. Every traditional lever gun has the same problem. The tube magazine forces you to shoot flat-nose bullets. Sharp-pointed bullets can set off the primer of the round in front during recoil. Browning fixed that in the 70s with a detachable box magazine. Suddenly, you could shoot Spitzer bullets. Suddenly, a lever gun could reach past 300 yards. The BLR runs a rack and pinion geared lever, a rotating bolt that locks straight into the barrel, and an aluminum receiver that keeps it light in the hand. Chamber it in 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor and you've got a mountain rifle that shoots like a bolt gun. Try that with a Henry Big Boy and 45 Colt and see how far you get. Expect to pay $950 to $1,100. For the flexibility, it's a steal. Number 6. Bond Arms LVRB. Bond Arms makes Derringers, or at least they used to. Then somebody in their engineering room asked the right question. What if a lever gun could accept AR-15 uppers? That's exactly what the LVRB does. The lower is machined aluminum, houses their patented lever mechanism, and takes standard Stanag mags. The top half? Any AR-15 upper you already own. Cross-bolt safety, AR-style mag release if you've run a modern rifle. You already know how to run this. For anyone stuck in a state with semi-auto restrictions, this rifle is a legal cheat code. Manually operated, but with the modularity of an AR, swap calibers in under a minute. Try that with a Marlin 1894. Retail lands around $1,500 to $1,650. Niche use case, but nothing else fills that gap. Number 5. Rossi R95 Triple Black. If the R95 Triple Black had come out 10 years ago, custom gunsmiths would have gone out of business. For years, guys were dumping $2,000 into a stock Marlin 336 just to get it threaded, coated, and rail-mounted. Rossi looked at that market and said, why not just build it that way from the factory? The R95 Triple Black is a chambered-in 30-30 lever gun that ships with a black oxide finish, an oversized paracord-wrapped loop, a factory Picatinny rail, a ghost ring rear sight, and a threaded muzzle. Out of the box. Slap a red dot on it, screw on a can, and you've got a truck gun that would have cost 3 times as much in 2015. Street price? $850 to $950. That's the deal of the decade in the lever gun world. Number 4. Smith & Wesson Model 1854 Stealth Hunter. S&W actually started their company in the 1850s making lever guns before pivoting to revolvers. The 1854 is them coming home. The Stealth Hunter variant is what happens when a serious company decides to build a serious lever gun. Receiver and 16.3-inch barrel in 410 stainless steel, low glare black coating, flat face trigger, polymer stock, T6 aluminum M-lock handguard, tritium fiber optic front sight, full-length rail, and a threaded barrel. It even has a removable tube magazine so you can dump rounds without cycling every single one through the action. Against a Henry Big Boy steel, the Stealth Hunter isn't in the same conversation. The Henry is an heirloom. This is a tool. Priced between $1,300 and $1,450 depending on caliber. Number 3. Henry Lever Action Supreme. Henry built their empire on smooth, tube-fed blue-collar rifles. Then they built the Supreme and quietly changed the game. This is the first Henry that feeds from Stanag AR-15 magazines. Read that again. A Henry rifle with a real mag release button. It runs a hard anodized aluminum receiver, a rotary bolt for tight lockup, a match-grade free-floated barrel, and an adjustable single-stage trigger. The receiver comes pre-drilled for optics. Free-floated barrel on a lever gun is basically unheard of. That's what unlocks precision rifle territory. Compared to a Browning BLR, the Supreme wins on magazine availability alone. PMags are everywhere, and they're cheap. Expect $1,150 to $1,300. Honestly, on paper, this one probably should be number 1. It's that good. But 2 rifles still edge it out for different reasons. Number 2. Winchester Model 94. Here it is. The rifle every traditionalist expected at number 1, and it earned number 2 the hard way. John Browning designed the Model 94 in 1894. Since then, it's put more deer in freezers than any other centerfire rifle in American history. Today's version is built by Morocco, and the craftsmanship is genuinely gorgeous. Blued alloy steel receiver, walnut stock, tang safety, semi-buckhorn rear, and that top eject lever action that still cycles like butter after 130 years of refinement. Against a Rossi R92, the Winchester feels tighter, smoother, and more finished. It's the deer rifle you hand to your grandson, but, and this matters, that top ejection makes optics mounting a pain. You can do it with offset scope mounts, but you shouldn't have to. Price sits at $1,250 to $1,400. The Model 94 is still the soul of American lever guns. It's just not the king anymore. Number 1. Marlin Model 1895 SBL. The rifle that finally ended the argument. Let me be honest about something. The old Remington-era Marlins were rough. Quality was inconsistent, complaints were loud, and for a while, Marlin's reputation was on life support. Then Ruger bought the brand, retooled everything, and rebuilt the 1895 the way it should have been built from the start. The SBL is a big-bore lever action chambered in 4570 government. Receiver, lever, and 19-inch cold hammer-forged barrel are all 410 stainless steel with a satin finish that shrugs off weather. Side eject, so mounting optics is trivial. Full-length Picatinny rail on top. Ghost ring rear, tritium fiber optic front, fluted bolt, threaded muzzle. It punches like a truck and runs clean in any conditions you throw at it. Against the Winchester Model 94, The SBL wins on every objective measure. Better optics compatibility, better weather resistance, bigger caliber, better modern shooting ergonomics. The Model 94 is a beautiful piece of history. The Marlin 1895 SBL is what happens when a company decides history is a starting point, not a ceiling. Retail runs $1,400 to $1,600. That's the price of the crown. So there it is. A Marlin sits at number 1, and a Winchester sits at number 2. I already know some of you are typing angry comments right now. And honestly, I want to read them. Here's the real question. Is the Marlin 1895 SBL truly better? Or does Winchester still own the soul of the lever gun no matter what the specs say? Drop your pick down below. Tell me which rifle actually lives in your safe. If this list changed your mind on anything, smash the like button so the algorithm shows it to more lever gun guys. Hit subscribe. Next week I'm ranking the most underrated bolt guns in America. And there's going to be an even bigger upset on that list. See you in the next one.